Yo, good morning. We are on our way to the airport. My brother's taking me. We are about 24 hours out from my first solo hyrox. It's in Atlanta. That's where I'm headed this weekend. But yeah, on the way to the airport, kind of how my day is gonna go is that I've planned it out is get on the plane, get to Atlanta, go down to my hotel, which is like in downtown, like 4 or 5 blocks away from the race venue. And then the races started today, so I'm going to go over there and pop in and check in myself, because you can check in early. And then, because I'll have my wristband, I'll be able to go in and see around the race venue and kind of look at the stations. This is my second hyrox, so the race layout will be a little different than the first one. And so since I've only done one, I don't want to have like predetermined things in my head as to where like I need to turn and where I need to go. So I want to make sure I like see it before I get there tomorrow morning, so I know what I'm doing. Yeah, that's how I think today is gonna go. And then if I have more time, I will go do a little shakeout run, probably just around the city, like 1 or 2 miles, maybe even 3. Really easy pace. But yeah, so that's my day today, and then tomorrow is race day, so here we go. Alright, at the airport, about to go through security and then go to the lounge. I didn't eat this morning, so I'm about to eat, and then I'm about to have some like studying to do. This is my first solo hyrox, so I did doubles with my older brother about a month and a half ago. And when I was training for that one, I was like kind of injured, so I had IT band syndrome pretty bad in my knees. I had it in my left knee before I started, and then in my right knee when I started that training cycle. But for this training cycle, I was like really healthy, and I was able to train and do my split like optimally for how I really wanted to do it. So that was really nice, and so I feel really prepared. I have a goal time in mind, I guess, but I don't really know kind of if I'm even gonna hit that, just because doing a solo is so much different than doing a doubles, because you're doing all the work yourself. Yeah, so that means something, but also like you're that much more tired because you're doing all the work yourself, you know. So we'll see, but I'm really excited for it. And then I have another one this May, at the end of this May, with my brother again in New York. Alright, bet. So I just got my food. I'll show you guys what I'm eating, because I'm the day out from the race, so what I'm eating is going to change a little bit from what my normal diet is. But here's my plate. I got probably like 6 or 7 eggs. That's a guarantee every time. My focus here was carbs, and so I got 3 pancakes, and then I got some fruit, and then I got this toast with like tomatoes on it. I've been carb loading really good this week. I've had a lot of rice, a lot of tortillas, a lot of fruit, a lot of potatoes. One of the other things that's really big for me right now is making sure I have enough electrolytes. So right now I'm filling up my water, and then I'm gonna put this packet of Element electrolytes in. I brought 2, one for today, and then I'll use one tomorrow. Honestly, I might do 2 today, but then I'll use one. If I don't use the other one, I'll use it for tomorrow after the race to rehydrate. And then I also have G1M Sport. I brought 2 scoops of that I'm going to take tomorrow morning, so that's why I'm only going to take 1 Element packet right now, because I have that for the morning. Alright, bet we made it to Atlanta. Now I'm going to head to the train. I think I'm going to take the train, because right now it's faster than an Uber down into the city. I'm staying downtown, so I'm gonna go check the train out. I also don't really mind public transportation, and when it's just me and I'm solo traveling, I'm not really in a rush right now. So gonna head down there and then get to my hotel, check in, and then go over to the race venue and see what's up, check in. So excited, we're here. Let's go, let's do it. All right, I just got to my hotel. First of all, why is my view eating? Look at that. Okay, I need to go eat right now. Myself, I'm starving. I haven't eaten since that breakfast I had this morning, which was like 5 hours ago. So I'm gonna change, and then I'm going to head over to the race venue, and on my way, I'm gonna stop and find something to eat. I'm gonna walk over there, I think. But yeah, let's change and then go get something to eat real quick. All right, bet, just changed, about to walk out the door. All I'm bringing with me is my backpack. Bring my water bottle, and then I have my second element packet that I'm going to fill up my water bottle and then put this in. And then I know I'll get my little band that tracks my splits during the race, and my wristband, and probably some other freebies and stuff. So I'm gonna bring my backpack so I can put it in there. But yeah, I'm literally starving, so I need to go get something to eat. So let's go get something to eat. So element. Electrolytes. Good to go. Let's go eat. All right, I'm walking through this downtown looking for something to eat. Bro, tell me why I cannot find a single sandwich spot. I just wanted a sandwich so that I can get some carbs from the bread. I literally can't find anything. That's honestly why I hate downtowns. Like, unless it's New York City, which we all know is the greatest city ever, I hate downtowns because you can't, like, I don't know, I feel like they're just like bare. Am I wrong? It's annoying. But anyways, I'm walking over to the venue, and on the way I found like a Chick-fil-A. And then this evening I was thinking about what I'm gonna get for my dinner. And I'm probably just gonna like Uber Eats or DoorDash some pasta with some chicken in it. That'll do it good for me for tonight. But yeah, this walk over to the race venue is like 30 minutes, so I'm probably not gonna run today, or I know I'm not gonna run today because I have other stuff to do now, but this will be good to get my legs moving a little bit, but not too much. But yeah, I still got about 20 more minutes until we get to this Chick-fil-A. One more. I'll do a number 5, the meal. Yeah, DJI.
I'm filming myself. I was trying to figure out what it was. I was like, it's probably a camera.
Yeah. I bet. So I just got my food. I got 8-count grilled nugget. I got fries. I don't know if I'm gonna eat all these though. And then I got a grilled chicken sandwich, which I've actually maybe only had like one time. Okay, while I'm eating, I was gonna explain kind of my plan for the race tomorrow. Kind of how I want to do each station, kind of my goals for each, especially at this being my second one now. I kind of have some experience on what I want to do. So for my runs, I'm pretty good at like a solid like 4:30 pace. That's what my goal is to do a 4:30 pace. But what I really have to be intentional about on this one is sticking to that pace up front, because now I've done the Houston Half Marathon, I've done a 10K, and I've done my first hyrox. My first hyrox was the third out of those 3, and I did better at that one, but I am really bad at just shooting out the gun, going, and not like sticking to a pace, because I have so much adrenaline and I'm just like so excited that I just shoot out. Like my 10K in Houston, literally, I think I started at like a 5:20 pace for the first like K, like for the first kilometer. I was like, it was stupid. So I have to make sure I can stick to my pace, because managing it is going to be really important for me, because it's a really long period of time of doing a lot of exercises. Then I'm going to go into ski erg. That's another one that in this last hyrox I went way too fast. I need to go really slow on that one. Not slow, obviously, not slow, but I need to manage my pace and manage my heart rate on that. And then sled push, sled pull. Those are honestly pretty easy for me, especially because I train at such a heavier weight than those, that when I did that the last time in the actual hyrox, it was like butter. I was moving like butter. And also I was running at my fastest speeds of the whole race. So those were really easy for me. So I know I can gain some time on those too. And then burpees is obviously where that's going to be my hardest one, where my heart rate is the highest. Really have to manage my pace on that one. And then farmer's carry is easy. Lunges, I cramped last time. So that's why I'm drinking all these electrolytes. I put my water in here. That's why I'm drinking all these electrolytes, making sure I'm good for that. And then my G1M Sport tomorrow will help me avoid cramping. Also too, I stopped at the hydration stations a couple times, last hyrox, and it honestly helped me. Like after I cramped in the lunges, I stopped I think at the next 2 times I went through the rock zone, and I was actually solid for the rest of the race. So I'm gonna make sure I do that if I need to again. And then back on the point of this, the wall balls. See, that was interesting because I could have done like most of them, but it was partners, so we were switching off. So I'm gonna be really interested to see how fatigued I am in wall balls and how many times if I break or if I do break at all. But that'll be interesting because that's a lot of wall balls at one time, especially at the end of the race for me. But also too, it'll be the end of the race, like I just said. So I'm gonna have so much adrenaline and be ready to finish. But yeah, that's how I plan on managing my race tomorrow. The other thing is too, and this is what we found out in the race the first time, like once you start going though, there's so many uncontrollables that happen, and you get race brain, and just all happens so fast. Like once you start, it feels like it's over all like really quickly. So everything I just said kind of just fall apart. But I think it'll be a good race tomorrow. I've really, really trained well. I've put in a lot of effort, and I know I'll be happy with my time. I know I won't be disappointed, especially since it's my first one. That's why I'm doing it. I just want to get kind of a baseline of, okay, here's what I can do on my own, and then improve on that the next time. So this is kind of just set the baseline for myself, and then hopefully I can do another solo probably next year. So yeah, that's it for me. I'm gonna finish up eating. I'm literally barely ate, and then head over to the venue. Good to go?
Yes.
Hey.
We're turning at the finish line.
Oh, all checked in. Got my tracker, got my wristband, and my time written on my arm. I'm gonna go in now and take a look around at the merch area. I kind of want a t-shirt, but then I want to take a look at all the stations, see where everything is. I also want to take a look at where the in and out doors are at, like the in and out sections are at, because they're way further apart than the last hyrox I did. So I want to like make sure I'm comfortable with that before I leave here today. But besides that, just gonna take a look around. So let's go. Finished up at the race venue, got a good lay of the land, and heard a bunch of people cheering on their friends and family, which always would motivate me. That's honestly one of my favorite parts of races. I love seeing the support everyone has. It's really like emotional if you've never been to one. But that's it for me. All right, I'm gonna walk back to the hotel. My legs are kind of tired, which I don't really want. So that was my cue to go back, and then gonna study some and get some dinner here in a couple hours, and then call it a night. But yeah, that's it for me. I'll be back here tomorrow at like 7:45, 8. All right, it's about 8:30. It's really late. My food got here late, but I got pasta. I just got some noodles. They're in butter and olive oil, and then I got some chicken on it, and I'm gonna eat that and then basically go to sleep. I'm gonna finish hydrating, but that's it for me tonight. Tomorrow morning is race day. Super excited, super excited. Saw some people's times from this afternoon, and I want to compete with them, and I think I can. So I'm going to get some good sleep, get some good hydration in, and then have a good race tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow. It's Sunday morning, it's race day. Finally, I didn't really sleep well last night because I was pretty anxious just thinking about my race and stuff. But that's pretty typical for me before like basketball games and stuff. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna shower real quick, and then I'm going to drink my G1M Sport, and then change and get ready, and then head over. But kind of in a rush, so let's go. All right, so I forgot my freaking shaker bottle, so I have my Owala here, and I'm going to put 1 scoop of my G1M Sport in it now. I have 2 scoops total. I'm gonna take another one closer, or once I get to the race. Oop, that was spilling out. But yeah, here it is, and I'm gonna put like half of this in, then shake it up real quick and just drink it. I'm not gonna do a lot of water. Okay, shake this up, chug this real quick, and then head over to the race. And then I'm gonna put the other half in here now and drink that in a minute. G1M Sport is a carb and electrolyte mix, so perfect for races. And I feel the difference when I take it for real. So I normally do 1 scoop, but I'm doing 2 scoops this time around because it's just me doing the race. Alright, I got here about an hour before my start time. I'm gonna put my shoes on real quick, drink the rest of this G1M, and then I have a buddy coming. He might be here in time. I'm not sure, but if not, I'm then just gonna go straight into the warm-up area and get stretched and warmed up. I'm not gonna be able to film in there, but so I'm gonna tell you guys what I'm gonna make sure I do when I warm up. One, my knees are first priority for sure. You know, I've had a lot of knee pain with my IT bands recently, so I'm gonna make sure my knees are good to go. And then I'm gonna test out all the equipment at all the stations because I normally train with weight heavier than the actual race weight, so I want to feel what the weight feels like before I actually do it. Because like I said when I was eating lunch yesterday, like the sled push and the sled pull were way lighter than I thought when the race started, so I'm just gonna feel that way again. Then I'm gonna run a little bit on the treadmill, but yeah, that's really it for my warm-up. Everyone's here right now getting ready. Early morning, people are stretching, eating breakfast. But yeah, let's go. It's race day. Let's do it. All right, hyrox complete. I ran 1 hour 10 and 48 seconds. That was pretty crazy. I'm really tired right now. I feel really dead. Right now I just gotta go shower and then I'm going to lunch with my buddy. All right, finally back home in Houston. I love coming home. I love my bed, I love my dog, and I'm just happy to be back. So I'm gonna get something to eat on my way home. And then I have some work to do. Yeah, it's gonna be a kind of busy night. Hopefully not too busy though. And then get some sleep. My body is sore. My legs are really bad. And also my knees hurt from sitting on that plane. It's not a good feeling right now, but also gonna try and decide what I'm about to do tomorrow in the gym. Probably just a lot of recovery because I have another hyrox at the end of next month, so about 4 weeks away in New York City with my older brother doing men's doubles again. So I got to get ready for that right away. So super exciting. It's going to be outside on Pier 76. But yeah, that's it for me. About to go get something to eat. Thankfully, I'm starving. Great weekend though. Happy to be home. Brigadier! Hey! Yo, so it is now Monday. It's the day after my race. The last thing I wanted to do on this little video is kind of walk through my race and do a little recap on what I learned, what I thought about each station, and kind of just give my thoughts on the whole race. So I have my splits right here. These are the times that I did for each of the events. I'm going to walk through each one and then explain kind of what I thought about it and just give some thoughts. So the first one, and this obviously happens in between all the exercises, but the running. So I actually did, and this is probably the thing I'm the most proud about with my entire race, is my split for the average run time was a 4:30. And back when I was eating that lunch the day before my race, when I got to Atlanta, I said, I think I can do a 4:30 pace, and I did that. But on top of doing that pace, the thing that I'm most proud about is that my times actually were almost the same throughout the whole thing, which is really impressive for me because I would have thought that maybe my first couple would have been really fast and my last one would have been like over a 5 minute. Like that wasn't really the case. I generally stayed within the 4:30 range. So like my runs were, the first one was a 2:35. That's because it's a shorter lap because you come out of the start tunnel. And then runs 2 through 8 were 4:14, 4:31, 4:30, 4:38, 4:33, 4:31, and then 4:35. So I floated around that 4:30 range the entire time, which is super impressive because, as I'll get to in a second, I had some stations that were significantly more difficult for me than others. So to keep that same pace is actually just probably, again, my favorite thing out of coming out of this race, like that I'm super proud of for myself, was having that average run time of 4:30. All right, moving into ski erg. I did that in a 3:58, which was good for 11th place overall on that station individually. That station kind of went as expected. The one thing I did going into it was making sure that I kept a steady pace and didn't work too hard like I did in my doubles with my brother. And I definitely feel like I did that, and that got me a good place on that event at 11th. Yeah, that station was pretty simple. I didn't really feel that fatigued coming out, and I felt like I did that really well, which means I think I can improve my time on that. I think I could be a little bit more tired next time. So I wish I was looking at my data on the erg of the output I was doing so I could try to increase that next time, but either way, that was a good station. Next was the sled push. I did this in 1:56, and this was, I placed 8th overall in that event, which was my highest placing event of the entire race. I honestly killed it. I pushed at it's 4 lengths. I pushed at a consistent pace the whole time, and honestly, right when I finished the length, I just hopped around and turned around and did it and came back. I didn't really waste much time, and that's shown in me placing 11th on that. My legs were super fatigued going back into that run, but it was nice because it was so early into the race that it didn't really impact me that much. And about, like, I don't know, half of my first lap out of 2 on the run, I felt fine. And then next was the sled pull. I did that in 3 minutes and 32 seconds for a place of 14th overall on that event. Really same as as the sled push. On the pulls, I did my first one. I can do the pull form where I'm just using my arms, but that really fatigues you because it's like all back. And so I did that for the first one, and then I realized, all right, I need to reel it in a little bit. So my next 3, I did the form where I'm doing a deep squat and I'm pulling as I'm stepping back, then move back up, deep squat, pull as I'm moving back, kind of like a hybrid movement. And that was good enough for 14th place on that station. The one thing about sled push and sled pull that I will say is it was significantly more tiring, as it should be, but in the solo as opposed to the doubles. I remember the weight feeling like super, super light in the doubles, and it felt way heavier in the solo division just because obviously I was doing it all. So it compounded quickly to feeling really heavy. But either way, I was good with those times. Now, 4th station, burpee broad jump. Woo! So I did that in 4:13 for a place of 71st. That was easily my most difficult station. My freaking watch, and I'm gonna get a new Garmin because of it. When I was done, I looked at my heart rate and it said 98, but that's why I want to get a new watch because that's wrong. I know my heart rate was probably at 198. Like, that was probably the most tired I've ever been in my life at the end of the burpees. And then I had to go run. But there's not really much to say about it. It was just I was super fatigued. I did keep a good pace, which was good. I felt okay going in because it was a down and then a back. I felt okay at the turnaround point, but once I turned around, like, I was dead. It was really difficult to push through that one and then immediately go and run. But that's a station that I know I can improve my time on, and so I'm definitely going to work on burpee broad jumps going into this next hyrox. Now, the station after that was 1,000 meter row. I did that in 4 minutes and 22 seconds for a place of 26th overall. I knew that station was going to be one that I could really slow down and bring my heart rate down by using my strength and pulling really hard and doing really strong pulls instead of moving really fast. So I did do that, and while it was effective, I honestly think I could go a little harder on that station. The station after that was farmer's carry. I did that in 1 minute and 35 seconds for an overall place of 28th on that station. This and row are probably 2 of my easier ones. My heart rate gets brought down a lot on these, and I think I performed well on this one. It's nice because I go from burpee broad jumps, which is my most difficult one, to these two that help me kind of get back into the flow right before the last two, which are pretty hard for me. So I kind of use these to help propel myself going into the last two stations. So farmer's carry, like 28th place, I can obviously improve, but again, I look at that station as a way to help me make my time better for the last two. So I can pick up my speed a little bit, I guess, but that one's never really been a problem for me. I think I have good grip strength, and then it's just not an overall difficult exercise for me. Now moving on to the 7th exercise, sandbag lunges. I did that in 4 minutes and 36 seconds for an overall place of 99th. This was my worst station in placing wise, but it comes with an asterisk because, as I said earlier, I was cramping on my last hyrox on the sandbag lunges. I almost started cramping again on this station. I don't know what it is, and it's my right quad. But I started cramping again, so I had to move slower I had to, so I wouldn't cramp and then force myself to stop all the way. I'm really just gonna have to hydrate better and make sure that I don't cramp next time, so that I can pick up my pace for this. But this station actually wasn't that difficult for me. I can increase my pace for sure, pending if I cramp or not. And then my last station was wall balls. I did that in 5 minutes and 22 seconds for a place of 81st on that exercise. Here's the thing with wall balls. I went in not knowing how long it was going to take me to break or if I was going to break, and I quickly found out I was going to break. I think I broke it like 25 wall balls. Nah, maybe like 30. And then from there on, it was a grind fest trying to get like 7 or 8 before I had to take a second. Like, that one took me so long to do. Now here's the thing. I finished my race in 1 hour, 10 minutes and 45 seconds. This station took me 5 minutes and 22 seconds. That means I was coming into wall balls at like 1 hour and 5 minutes. So like when I rolled in, I looked at the clock. I was like, okay, if I can knock this out in like 4 minutes, I could get a sub 110. This was a station where I had so much motivation and so much adrenaline that I was like, I can do this and I can get a sub 110, even though my goal time was 120. But it was hard. Like, it was really, really hard. I had to dig deep to finish on this one. And also the other thing about the wall balls was they have this new tracking system where when you throw the ball up, it counts based on your ability to actually hit the target on the wall ball. And there's a little screen in front of you that shows what count you're on. I missed that little target by probably like 20 times. I think I probably ended up throwing 125 wall balls. So that is the biggest thing that I learned from this exercise is no matter how tiring it is, I have to throw it as high as I can because the effort it's going to take me to throw it up to the top is way easier than doing another wall ball, right? So digging deep on wall balls is going to be really big for me in my next hyrox. So that's my whole hyrox. Kind of the things that I learned are my two biggest stations that can get improvement are the burpee broad jump and the wall balls. Those two, I think, I have learning lessons that I can attack in my training leading up to my next one. So I'm going to really focus on those on my training moving up. And then compromise running as a whole. Going from sled push and having dead legs to having to run a kilometer is the name of the game in hyrox. So we can always improve on that. But I'm really happy with my time. Like, 1 hour and 10 minutes is super solid for me on my first one. There's a lot of stuff going through your mind when you're doing a solo after doing a doubles. Because in the doubles, when you're cramping or when you're really tired, you know at the end of the day, your partner can hold the weight if you need them to. But in a solo, it's just you. So like when I was feeling pretty tired at the end of sled pull, I was like, am I feeling a little more tired than I should be right now? Because I still have freaking 5 stations left to go. Like, am I going to finish? Like, after burpee broad jumps, I had a little anxiety because I was like, man, am I going to actually get through this thing? Whereas in doubles, it's like, if you physically couldn't get through it, then your partner could carry, right? So that was a learning lesson from doing a solo is like remembering how I felt at the end of each station so that now the next time I do a solo, I'll know when I feel that again, it's fine. And I can push myself a little more, or maybe if I'm feeling way more tired, I need to reel myself in. So lots of immediate feedback from a hyrox, which is the best part about it. I can immediately get into training on the things I need to work on. And that's what I'm super excited about. So yeah, overall a good trip, great race, great first race. Thank you so much for watching. This is my first vlog as well. I'm excited to start creating this content. I have a lot more travel planned around racing and just personal travel as well that I'm going to start vlogging on here. Filming on my new camera was awesome too. I'm learning how to use it, so bear with me on my frames and my volume. Need to get a mic, need to get a tripod, need to get all the things. So just beginning right now, but super excited to be on this journey and to have you guys along with me. So that's it for now. Stay tuned for the next video. Peace.